He held her hand, he kissed her forehead, he whispered sweet words, and little by little, he built a cage around her mind. Camilla didn't see it coming. Nobody does, because the most dangerous prisons don't have bars. They have flowers, they have love letters, they have gentle touches that seem like security, but underneath, pure control. 2 years. That's how long it took for gentleness to turn into captivity, for affection to turn into chains, for I love you to mean I own you. And Camilla had no idea, because how do you escape someone who never yells, never hits, never threatens, someone who destroys you gently, someone who makes you disappear while hugging you? This is the story of psychological captivity disguised as love, the invisible weapons used to transform care into control. The moment Camilla realized she wasn't in a relationship, she was in a prison, and the man she loved wasn't her partner, he was her jailer. Are you in a cage now? Let's find out. If Camilla's story is making your heart race, sign up now, because what you're about to discover could be the difference between staying trapped and breaking free. Camilla met Andre in a bookstore. She was looking for a book on psychology. He approached her, smiling. "Great choice. This book changed my life." They talked for an hour among the shelves. Andre was different from other guys. He listened, truly. He didn't look at his phone, he didn't interrupt. When Camilla talked about her stressful job, he gently touched her arm. "You deserve to be appreciated." When she mentioned her complicated relationship with her mother, he looked into her eyes. "I understand. Families can be difficult." Camilla felt understood. For the first time in years, someone truly saw her. At the end of the conversation, Andre asked for her number. "I'd love to continue this conversation. You're special." Camilla left the bookstore floating. The first few weeks were magical. Andre sent her good morning messages every day. "I woke up thinking about you." He sent flowers to her work with handwritten notes to brighten your day as you brighten mine. He asked about the details of her day, how the meeting went, if she had a good lunch, if she was tired. Camilla felt cared for, protected. Andre had a way of making her feel like the most important person in the world. When they met, he held her hand while they walked. He opened doors, he pulled out chairs, small gestures that seemed genuine. When Camilla told him about a boss who humiliated her at work, Andre was visibly upset. "No one should treat you like that. You're amazing at what you do." He offered help. "If you need someone to talk to, I'm here, always." Camilla introduced Andre to her friends. They all approved. "He's so thoughtful. You're lucky, Camilla." She felt lucky indeed. Andre always remembered important dates, the day they met, the first time she mentioned she loved coffee with cinnamon, the song she said made her cry. He created special moments, simple but meaningful surprises. A book she mentioned wanting to read, a dinner at her favorite restaurant, a walk in the park where she said she felt at peace. Camilla thought, he really knows me, and that created a deep connection. She began to share more with him, fears, insecurities, past traumas, and Andre always received everything with affection. "Thank you for trusting me. I will never hurt you." Camilla believed him. Within 3 months, Andre had become a central part of Camilla's life. She woke up waiting for his message. She planned her day thinking about when they would see each other. She changed appointments to fit his schedule. And it all seemed natural because he never asked for any of this. He was just being affectionate, attentive, present. Trick number 1, it was already working. Strategic affection. Andre wasn't just being kind, he was creating emotional dependence. Each gesture of affection was a dose of dopamine in Camilla's brain, and the more she received, the more she needed. Andre had become her main source of happiness. When he complimented her, she shone. When he was too busy to respond, she withered. He controlled her emotional thermostat, and Camilla didn't even realize she was being adjusted. She just felt that she had finally found someone who loved her the right way. 6 months later, the affection began to come with conditions. Andre still sent good morning messages, but now he expected an immediate response. "Good morning, love. Why did you take so long to reply?" Camilla would explain that she was in the shower or stuck in traffic. He would sigh. "I only get worried when you disappear. You know I love you, right?" Camilla felt guilty. He worried. This was love. She started keeping her phone nearby all the time. She replied quickly, even when she was busy, even when she was tired, because not replying meant leaving Andre worried, and she didn't want that. Andre also started asking about her plans. "Are you going out with the girls again?" The tone was soft, but there was something under it. "I only miss you when you leave. The house feels empty without you." Camilla canceled some plans. It was easier to be with him than to deal with his sadness. Trick number 2, it kicked in. Emotional guilt disguised as affection. Andre never forbade anything. He only made Camilla feel bad when she chose something that didn't involve him. "Okay, fine. I'll stay here alone thinking about you." Or, "You seem happier with your friends than with me." Camilla tried to reassure him. "Honey, that's not it. I love you." But his words kept echoing in her head. Was she being selfish? Was she neglecting him? She started prioritizing Andre above everything else. She refused invitations. She canceled appointments, all to avoid making him feel alone. And Andre praised this. "Thank you for choosing to stay with me. That shows how much you love me." Camilla felt good. She was being a good girlfriend. She didn't realize she was being trained, conditioned to put his needs above her own. The signs started to appear, but Camilla ignored them. Andre had opinions about everything now, about her clothes. "Isn't that dress a little too short?" About her friends. "That friend of yours from work seems interested in you." About her family. "Your mother always puts you down. Why do you still call her?" Camilla began to filter the information she shared. She didn't tell him everything, because it was easier to avoid the comments. She changed the way she dressed, she wore more discreet clothes, not because he asked her to, but because he got worried about the attention she received. Camilla stopped mentioning male colleagues, even those who were just friends, because Andre always found something suspicious. "He offered you a ride? That's strange." Camilla laughed. "He's married, honey. He's just being kind." But Andre remained silent, and his silence hurt more than any argument. Camilla's friends started commenting, "You've changed. Where's that confident Camilla? Isn't Andre being too possessive?" But when someone criticized Andre, Camilla exploded. "You don't understand. He loves me. He cares about me." She defended him tooth and nail, because admitting she was wrong meant admitting she had let affection become a shackle, and that was too painful. Trick number 3. It was operating. Isolation through affection. Andre didn't directly distance Camilla from people. He only made her feel guilty for having a life outside of him. Little by little, Camilla's world shrank. She stopped going out so much. She stopped replying to her friends' messages as frequently. She stopped visiting her family, because everything outside of Andre came with an emotional price. A sigh from him, a subtle comment, a sadness she had to fix. And it was easier to just stay, just to adapt, just to disappear a little, to keep the peace, to keep the affection, without realizing that the affection had become a chain reaction. In 2017, psychologist Dr. Lisa Aronson-Fontes published a groundbreaking study on coercive control in relationships. She analyzed 3,000 cases over 10 years and discovered a devastating pattern. The most dangerous relationships don't begin with violence. They begin with excessive affection. Dr. Fontes called this gentle entrapment. The abuser doesn't use force, they use affection. They create such a strong emotional dependence that the victim can't imagine life without them, even when life with them is destroying them. The study showed that 87% of victims said the same thing. "He was so affectionate at first. I thought I had found my great love." But the affection wasn't love. It was bait. And once the victim was hooked, the affection turned into control, slowly, so slowly that she didn't realize it. Camilla was living exactly this pattern and thought she was living a fairy tale. A 2019 study from the University of Cambridge did something fascinating. They asked victims of controlling relationships to describe the beginning of the relationship. Then they showed these descriptions to experienced therapists. 95% of the therapists identified signs of manipulation in the first few weeks: excessive attention, conditioned affection, subtle isolation. But when they showed the same descriptions to people who had never studied abuse, they said, "This seems like an amazing relationship. He's so attentive." This proves something critical. Manipulative affection looks like true love. The difference lies in the intention. True love liberates you, it expands you, it makes you more yourself. Manipulative affection traps you, it shrinks you, it makes you less yourself. But when you're inside, you can't see the difference. Your brain is being flooded with oxytocin, the bonding hormone. You're neurologically wired, and switching off seems impossible. There's also the true story of Colleen Stan, known as the girl in the box. In 1977, she accepted a ride from a couple, Cameron and Janice Hooker. They kidnapped her, but Cameron didn't use physical violence in the first few months. He used strategic affection. He gave her food when she obeyed. He let her out of the box when she behaved well. He created a reward and punishment system based on affection. Colleen remained in captivity for 7 years. Even having opportunities to escape, she didn't. Why? Because Cameron had created a psychological dependence. She believed he protected her, that he took care of her, that without him, she would die. Psychologists who studied the case called this domestic Stockholm syndrome. The victim becomes emotionally attached to the kidnapper and begins to see him as a savior, not as an executioner. Camila wasn't in a physical box, but she was in a psychological one, and Andre was the jailer pretending to be her protector. A 2021 study from Yale University analyzed the brains of people in controlling relationships. The results were frightening. The area responsible for autonomy and decision-making was suppressed. The dorsolateral prefrontal cortex showed reduced activity. At the same time, the area linked to fear and dependence was hyperactive. The amygdala was working at maximum capacity. Translation: in relationships where affection becomes control, your brain literally loses the ability to decide for itself. You enter dependency mode, like a child who needs their father to survive. The researchers also discovered something even more disturbing. The longer a person stays in the relationship, the harder it is to leave. Because the brain adapts. It creates new neural pathways. It associates the partner with security, even when they are the source of danger. Camila wasn't being dramatic. She wasn't being weak. Her brain was being reprogrammed day after day, affection after affection, until she no longer knew where Andre ended and she began. The breakdown started with something small. Camila needed to go to her sister's birthday party. It was in another city, a whole weekend. Andre was quiet when she told him, "Okay, go." But his silence was heavy. Camila tried to cheer him up. "It's only 2 days, love. I'll be back Sunday night." Andre looked at her with sad eyes. "I know, it's just that 2 days without you feels like an eternity." Camila felt a tightness in her chest, the guilt. She almost canceled, but her sister had begged her to go, so she went. On the first day, Andre sent 50 messages. "Missing you. The house is empty. Are you having more fun there than with me?" Camila answered them all, trying to reassure him, but it was never enough. On the second day, he called crying, "I can't stand being without you. Please come back earlier." Camila felt her heart break. She left the birthday party before the cake. She took the first bus back. When she got home, Andre was at the door. He hugged her tightly, very tightly. "I need you. Don't do that again." Camila promised, "I won't. I'm sorry for leaving you alone." But something inside her started screaming. She had missed her own sister's birthday to calm down a grown man who couldn't be alone for 2 days. Was that normal? Camila started observing more closely. Andre checked her phone, just to make sure you're okay. He showed up at her work unannounced. "I came to surprise you." But it didn't seem like a surprise. It seemed like surveillance. He asked about every message, every like on a photo, every conversation, and when Camila complained, he played the affection card. "I only do this because I love you so much. I can't bear the idea of losing you." And Camila melted. How could she complain about someone who loved her so much? Trick number 4 was in full effect. Affection as a weapon of control. Andre used affection to justify abusive behavior. Surveillance became concern. Jealousy became love. Control became care. And Camila believed it, because he always wrapped the poison in sugar. But one day, everything crumbled. Camila found Andre's unlocked cell phone. She wasn't going to look, but a notification caught her attention, a group of his friends. She opened it and saw messages about her. Camila doesn't even go out alone anymore. Mission accomplished. She's so dependent she doesn't even realize it. Now she does nothing without my permission. They laughed. They made jokes. Andre had bet with his friends how long it would take to completely tame her. Camila felt her stomach churn. 2 years. 2 years thinking she was loved, but it was just an experiment, a game, a bet. When Andre arrived, Camila had her cell phone in her hand. She didn't cry, she didn't scream. She just showed him the screen. Andre blinked. He took a deep breath, and he did what manipulators do. He downplayed it. It's just a group chat, a joke between friends. You're exaggerating, taking things out of context. Trick number 5, invalidation of pain. When confronted, the manipulator makes you doubt what you felt. But Camila didn't doubt this time. She saw clearly. She read every word, every laugh, every celebration of how he had destroyed her independence. And something broke inside her. Not her self-esteem, her fear. It's over, Andre. He changed tactics immediately. He fell to his knees. I'm sick. I need help. You're the only one who can save me. Trick number 6, extreme victimization. But Camila had seen this movie before. No, it's over. She grabbed her bag and left. Let's name exactly what Andre did to Camila. These are the 6 psychological weapons that transform affection into captivity. Weapon number 1, strategic affection. He's not being kind, he's creating dependency. Every gesture of affection is a dopamine hit. The more you receive, the more you need, until he becomes your only source of happiness, your only validation, your only reason to smile. And when someone controls your happiness, they control you. Weapon number 2, emotional guilt disguised as affection. He never forbids anything, he just makes you feel awful when you choose something that doesn't involve him. Fine, go ahead, I'll stay here alone. Until you stop going, stop living, stop existing outside of him, and think it was your choice. Weapon number 3, isolation through affection. He doesn't push you away from people, he just makes every interaction outside of him cost you emotionally. A sigh, a sadness, a disappointment that you have to fix, until you isolate yourself to keep the peace, to keep his affection. Weapon number 4, affection as a weapon of control. He uses affection to justify the abuse. Surveillance becomes concern. Jealousy becomes love. Possessiveness becomes protection. And you swallow it because it's wrapped in flowers and kisses. Because he says it's out of love, and you want to believe it. Weapon number 5, invalidating pain. When you finally confront him, he downplays it. You're exaggerating. It's just a joke. You take everything out of context. He makes your pain seem silly, your perception seem crazy, until you doubt what you felt, what you saw, what you lived through. Weapon number 6, extreme victimization. When all else fails, he becomes the most fragile person in the world. I need you. I'm sick. Only you can save me. He holds you captive through guilt, through the fear of abandoning someone broken. But he's not broken. He's breaking you. These weapons aren't love. They're systematic manipulation. And they work because they exploit your human need for connection, affection, and belonging. Science explains why it's so difficult to escape. Dr. Lisa Aronson Fontes showed that relationships that begin with excessive affection are the most dangerous because they create deep emotional dependence. You're not trapped by fear of violence, you're trapped by fear of losing affection, of being alone, of never finding someone who loves you like that again. But that's not love, it's addiction. Cambridge studies prove that manipulative affection looks identical to true love. The difference lies in the outcome. True love expands you. Manipulative affection shrinks you. Colleen Stan's case illustrates the extreme. She was held captive for 7 years because her kidnapper used affection as a means of control. Camila wasn't in a physical box, but in a psychological one. And Yale research shows that the brains of victims of coercive control change. You lose the ability to decide for yourself. You enter a state of infantile dependence. This isn't weakness, it's neurology. But you can recover. Camila recovered, and you can too. So here are 3 lessons that can set you free. Lesson number 1, if affection comes with conditions, it's not love, it's manipulation. True love doesn't demand that you disappear. It doesn't ask you to cut ties. It doesn't make you feel guilty for having your own life. If you feel smaller, more isolated, more dependent, that's not a healthy relationship. It's emotional captivity. Get out before you forget who you were. Lesson number 2, if you feel you can't live without it, you're in danger. Healthy love complements you. It doesn't complete you. You are already complete. If you feel you'll die without him, that you can't function alone, you're not in love. You're trapped. And you need to reconnect with who you were before him, with your friends, your family, your dreams, your independence. This isn't selfishness, it's survival. Lesson number 3, if everyone around you is worried, listen. Outsiders see what you don't see, not because they're being dramatic, but because they're not under the spell. If your mother, your friends, your sister, they all say something is wrong, then something is wrong. Trust them, not him. Camila left, but it wasn't easy. In the first few months, she almost went back several times. She missed his affection, the good morning messages, the hugs, but her therapist said something that changed everything. You don't miss him, you miss the version he pretended to be, and that version never existed. Camila cried. Because it was true. The Andre she loved was a mask, a performance, a decoy. The real Andre was the one who laughed with his friends about how he had tamed her. A year later, Camila saw Andre in a cafe. He was with another woman, young, smiling, eyes shining. He held her hand, kissed her forehead, whispered in her ear. Camila recognized every gesture. It was the same script, the same bait, the same trap. He saw Camila and smiled, a cold smile, the smile of a predator who already has another prey. Camila left, took a deep breath, and was grateful for having escaped before disappearing completely, before forgetting who she was. You can still escape before it's too late. If this story woke you up, do 3 things right now. First, subscribe to this channel. We expose the emotional captivity that no one teaches you to recognize. Second, scroll down to the comments and tell me, are you in a cage right now, or have you already escaped one? Your story could save someone who doesn't yet know they're trapped. And third, don't go away. There's much more truth waiting for you here. Every week, we bring you real stories of emotional manipulation, emotional control, and how to break free before total collapse. The next story could be about the person hugging you right now. Stay with us, because knowledge is the only key that opens invisible cages, and you just got yours.